I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Open up America's closet and see skeletons.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm the 20th Key and this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about Judge Michelle Odinet. I hope I'm saying her name properly. You know I butcher up a name. Odinet, I think her name is. I think you guys probably all have seen the video that's going around social, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere about this nasty, racist judge using the N-word or willy-nilly with her family in her home. So this video is going to be about the influence, impact, and the weight of a judge as it relates to black people and the impact that they have on our lives. Okay? So real quickly, if you haven't saw the video, I'm going to go ahead and edit it in right quick so you can take a look and we can talk about it.
Mom goes, why are the lights
when I pull up in the whip, they be saying, God damn.
Like, why are your lights on? They're like, pull up, pull up.
And mom's yelling, nigger! Nigger!
No, kid, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, oh, that's me.
No, that's
I came from the backside.
Look, he trips over the
He trips twice. He trips twice.
I was the only one running.
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied.
That was his wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
Look, Mom. The dude had a phone on him. You should have taken his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
As me and Austin maintain control of the situation.
The great thing is we've got video. We've got Look, they're with the car. Wait, look, there's
And look, here comes
there's
Rebel.
Want to play fetch?
Okay, you guys saw that video. And I need to get some energy, you guys. I'm kind of down right now. I'm struggling with some stuff myself. But I don't like being on camera, being like so melancholy. But this is like a devastating topic, you guys. Like, you know, I'm smiling because I want to be happy. It's my little trick that I use to make my mind think I'm happy. So I smile and I laugh, and it helps me improve my mood. So because I don't want to be, you know, this is a nasty topic. So how can you be happy and smile about a nasty topic, right? One of my major concerns is I have a goal and an agenda, and I need help executing that agenda, and I need all hands on deck. Black people, if you're watching this video, I need you to subscribe and come fuck with me. Seriously, okay? This is serious. That's a judge. That is a judge. And listen to how she talked amongst, see, the thing that's hurtful to me, and you guys, you know, I always say, I know white people. I fuck with white people. I have my whole life, as long as I can remember. Okay? Listen, I'm thinking about having friends that to act and behave like that. Of course, they would never act and behave like that in my presence. But these are people that we know. These are people that interact with us every day, and that's what they think about us. Okay? Let me not go on my tangent. It's just really hurtful to hear this is a judge. Okay? And they're just being nasty and disrespectful. They're just being racist and demeaning and disparaging. And another issue that I want to bring to the forefront while I'm thinking about it. So apparently I think there was someone was trying to rob them or whatever. In her statement, she said it was an armed robbery. When I heard on the news, one of the news commentators said it was an armed robbery. Another forecast said that the police said there was no evidence of a gun. Okay, this is a lady. Okay, this is a judge. Okay, not only does she use slurs like that, then she said she had a sedative. Lady, please stop. And then she lies and said the man had a gun. This is how poorly they think about us. And I always have a struggle with this because this is racism. There is a prevailing white supremacist collective conscience woven in the fabric of American culture. That is what they think about black people. And If you know my story, I am homeless, and I have been over a year because 3 racist judges maligned me, and I'm struggling to get justice. Okay? This video is to discuss the impact of judges to American culture, not just black people. When I started having an issue a couple years ago, like all these different things dawned on me. All the civil rights lawyers are going after the police officers, law enforcement. But it's not the police officers. That's the tail. The judge is the head. We keep going for the tail. If you want to win a war, you don't go for the tail. You go for the head. You take the head off. That's how you win the war. The judge is the head, not the tail. The police officers, the people that work for them, the sheriffs, the clerk, even the district attorney, that's the tail. Okay? And I'm going to demonstrate to you how influential they are to American culture and how the oppression of black people continue about judges. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about my primary agenda with you guys. So you know I'm the 20th key, and it's my goal to have an update to the 14th Amendment, to deem black people as a protected class, to do an update that's clear and concise in the verbiage in this text so it's not open to interpretation. Our forefathers left some things open to interpretation. It was designed that way, okay? But in terms of black people, it needs to be very clear and concise. Because in one of the instances they say it's like when if there's an issue with a black person, they say he looks suspicious. That's another word that they use. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff myself, and I'm struggling with getting it all put on the website. I will have everything on the website. All the individual entities that are supposed to police the judges and the police officers, when they respond, they don't address each issue. They give you very vague responses. Okay? And again, I want to be clear about this. There is a prevailing white supremacist collective conscience in America, which believes that white people are superior and that black people are inferior. When you are in any kind of opposition as a black person with a non-black person, specifically white people, it is an unspoken rule that we lose, that the white person is right. And I'm going to demonstrate on this channel that each department, different departments that's supposed to be check and balances in America, they are part of the white supremacist collective conscience. They don't have to be white. They could be Mexican, they could be Asian, they can be, sometimes in many cases, they can be black. Because what's happening in different situations, if there's a black people going against a white person, like I said, it's an unspoken rule that we are wrong. It is Jim Crow. They have these black codes where they treat us differently. And it's a code. They know that. Okay? And it has to do with consciousness and belief. If this is a judge, and this is how she's talking, first of all, she's using the word in the way in which she's using it. Okay? She could have just said, they were calling him, like, she said something about roaches, like roaches. This is what they think about us. Okay? And, it hurts my feelings to think that someone thinks that way about me. Momentarily, sometimes I feel hurt. It's only human. It's only natural that we would feel hurt or saddened that we are being persecuted for no other reason but being alive. Right? But then we have to push past that and say, okay, so listen, we deserve prosperity and liberty and happiness, just like any other American citizen. And it's not happening for black people. We're not equal. And that's what Reunite Sandy Speaks is about. We are going to show that America has a white supremacist collective conscience and that we need protection. And specifically, I'm going to highlight specific states. California is a Jim Crow state. California, Louisiana, Texas, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are on my list. Okay? So if you know this is Reunite Sandy Speaks, if you have any issues that you feel like you're being discriminated against at work, in any form, it doesn't have just to be the police officers. See, my problem is we keep thinking this is a law enforcement issue. This is not a law enforcement issue. Law enforcement officers are just demonstrating what America thinks about black people. This is not, okay, a law enforcement officer just want to harass black people. You know, I have another video that I'll link where the man tells, where the officer told him that we are targets. That even if they're assigned to white neighborhoods, that they go to black neighborhoods because who's going to believe them? They don't have the money. They don't have the power. And black is always wrong and guilty. Right? You know, you guys, you need to understand. This white supremacist collective conscious, their goal is to be superior. Economically and socially. You know, you guys are talking about reparations, and I'm not mad about that. They'll give you some money, and just based on the things remain the same as they are, you can lose that money at a drop of a dime based on how they do, well, how they treat us. Okay, so let me. I keep telling myself I'm gonna stay focused and make these videos shorter. What I'm going to demonstrate to you is the impact of judges to American culture. So I want to talk about another issue, a very hurtful and historic event. I want to talk about Trayvon Martin, and I'm also going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse and their cases, and as it relates to how the judge influenced the outcome of these cases. Okay, so you guys haven't slept, so my brain's not working. I'm like, oh wait, I'm doing my best. So I hope I keep your attention. You guys, I swear I pray so hard that I keep y'all's attention, because I know I'll be over here struggling, y'all. Okay, okay, you guys, I want to talk about the Trayvon Martin case. You know, let me tell you this. This happened, I think, like in 2012. And you guys, if you don't know, I have been in a severely abusive relationship for like the past since 1990s, whenever I got married, 90 something. And in 2012, I was suffering from a severe back injury, and I was just in a really bad state. And I'm saying that to you because I didn't follow the Trayvon Martin case. That white man killing that young boy haunted me. I'm a mother of a young black boy. And because during that time, it was a severe time in my life. You know, my life has been kind of complicated and traumatic. I've had a lot of trauma in my life because I was in an abusive relationship with an alcoholic. And I had a lot of things going on. And so I'm saying that to you because what I know now, I just learned in my research, in putting everything together. I'm researching a lot of stuff about judges in the law, and I stumbled upon information about Trayvon Martin. And I'm saying this to you because what I'm trying to demonstrate to you guys, the importance of the judges, how they shape what happens in America, how we as black people are not liberated, because when it comes to us having conflict with any other non-black individual, the way that America operates or trends is against black people. And again, I am trying to demonstrate to you that we need to stop going for the tail, and it's time to go for the head, and it's the judges. Okay, in the case of Trayvon Martin, you guys, I remember when we were here, I wouldn't listen. I am the gatekeepers of my thoughts. And when this was going on, as I sit here and I'm going to tell y'all what happened, my heart's racing. I'm getting anxiety because it's hard for me and it hurts. What's propelling me is this is painful because I understand how bad it is for black people in America, and it's been going on for too long. At some point, we need liberation. This can't continue for the rest of our lives. Our grandkids can't go through this. We belong here. This is our country. And it's time for this racist oppression to come to a screeching halt. And my solution is through legislation. Okay? I am going to demonstrate to you the power of these judges, how they shape what goes on in our country, why police are so willy-nilly to malign us, how even other people in different departments are willing to malign black people because the judges are not for us. Okay? So, what I'm trying to get to, I didn't really watch it when it was happening. This little boy was going to get candy. I've learned. I've been reading about it. He was going to get candy and a drink. I think he was getting like Arizona tea or something for himself and Skittles for his friend who they were playing video games. He was going to the store to get candy and a tea for himself, just like Elijah McClain, minding his motherfucking business. Okay? And so this is George Zimmerman. I guess he has his neighborhood watch. Okay? So we know that he called 911. See, what upsets me about this, and I didn't find I just got bits and pieces of it. If he called 911 and the 911 operator told him to stay in his car, not to pursue him, how is he innocent? Okay, so let me tell you guys about this. So the thing about this, the reason why George Zimmerman got off is because of the stand your ground. But here's the thing, you guys. There's an exception to the stand your ground. Initial aggressive exception. George Zimmerman's lawyer argued in front of this judge, Judge Deborah Nelson, that she should not instruct the jury on the instructions as it pertains to initial aggressor exception. If you can stand your ground, except if you are the initial aggressor. And so let's talk about this really clearly. And again, I struggle because it's nonsense. This young man was going to get tea and candy for his friends while they were playing video games. He wasn't messing with anyone. He wasn't doing anything. There's nothing to lead us to believe that he pursued George Zimmerman. Okay? The evidence is to the contrary. George Zimmerman calls the 911. You hear George Zimmerman saying derogatory and negative things, implying young black boys. Okay? So common sense, when we look at this, the probability is who is the aggressor? Trayvon Martin or George Zimmerman? Okay, you guys, so again, in the case of George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, okay, because I never knew how he got away with it. I didn't research it because I didn't want to know. It was very clear to me just based on the little information that I had that this little boy did not provoke a fight with this man, okay? So what George Zimmerman's defense attorney did was he argued before the judge, Judge Deborah Nelson, I believe her name is, was that the exception for stand your ground is initial aggressor exception. George Zimmerman's defense attorney argued in front of the judge, Judge Deborah Nelson, that George Zimmerman, following Trayvon Martin by car by foot, did not insinuate provocation, meaning that he didn't provoke it. So you guys, I need you to understand, this is why the judges are so influential in the case. This is up to the judge's discretion. So Judge Deborah Nelson heard all the evidence. She heard the fact that George Zimmerman called 911. She heard that the 911 instructed George Zimmerman to stay in his car, that George Zimmerman had made some negative commentary about thugs or these guys, young black men. Okay, so this is what I'm saying to you. Okay, what the judge did not instruct the jury to consider the initial aggressor exception. With the initial aggressor exception, the judge should have given instruction to the jury. She failed to do so because the motion to suppress or not to have the initial aggressor exception applied to the case, the defense attorney argued that before the judge. And so I hope I'm making myself really very clear to you guys. It's up to the judge. Okay, so what we know is that the judge knew that Trayvon Martin was going to get candy and tea for him and his friend. A 12-year-old boy testified that he didn't want to go. He was still playing the game, so he sent Trayvon Martin. Okay, so follow along. If Trayvon Martin was going to get tea and Skittles, is it probable that he initiated contact? Did he provoke George Zimmerman? The probability, common sense. We don't know either way, but the jury should have had the opportunity to know about this exception rule. The jury should have been able to know, okay, if we believe that he provoked it, because what it is stand your ground. If you're fine, you can stand your ground. But there's an exception to the rule. Exception to the rule, if you provoked it, you can't use a stand your ground defense. The judge allowed it, you guys. So again, let me say it again to you. George Zimmerman's defense attorney argued before the judge to not to let the exception, the initial aggressor exception, apply to this case. Do you understand? Do you guys understand? It's up to the judge. I didn't study, I didn't follow, but I knew the judge had something to do with this because it doesn't make any sense. If you guys remember Trayvon Martin, were you not all astonished that he got away? That he got away with a stand your ground defense when a young boy was walking with candy and tea in his hand? He had tea and candy. He was good. The young boy he was playing video games with testified. Is it probable that he attacked George Zimmerman? This is another thing that is just so offensive to me. This judge, Deborah Nelson, did not allow experts, the audio, to testify. There was yelling. They have the audio of the 911 that someone screaming and yelling for help. It was Trayvon Martin. And this judge, Deborah Nelson, suppressed the audio. Now, see, help me understand. So let me be clear about this. The defense attorney argued that this jury should not hear the initial aggressor exception to the rule. That they argued that George Zimmerman was not the initial aggressor. That following Trayvon Martin on foot or being in the car does not mean provocation or that he initiated it. Okay? And so the jury couldn't hear it. And so I need you guys to think about this. What really concerns me is that how things are changing in our country, like critical race theory, all these different things that are changing, where it seems like black people are progressing, but really it's not. We're not progressing, you guys. I think that a lot of the bad things that are happening to us are going unnoticed. What we see on Instagram and Twitter or whatever on social, it's a bucket, a drop in the bucket. I have been trying to bring awareness to my case for over a year. And I have video, I have audio. I have contacted all these different news organizations and outlets and different advocates. If you go on Twitter and you hashtag do you see me, I'll put it right here, the hashtag. If you search it on Twitter, you'll see all the people that I reached out to and I'm trying to get help with my situation. They don't care about black people. So the point that I'm making is that are we progressing? Are things getting better for us? I don't think so. I think things are really getting worse for us. And in terms of the law and liberation and being equal to white people. Okay, so getting back to the case of George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, I want to be clear. And I hope I'm saying this right. I really struggle, you guys, because I'm having a hard time. And I know I always say this because I'm having some serious issues cognitively, emotionally, because I'm a victim of racial discrimination. And it's hard for me to sit here and push forward. And because I'm having such a challenge myself, I recognize that there are probably so many victims of racial discrimination in the judicial system, in other aspects of American life, that because it's painful to get justice, to fight for, that oftentimes we just put our hands up and say, you know what? It's their country. This is their system and we can't win. I'm not of that mind. We have to fight. It's not okay what they do to us. Trayvon Martin was a 17-year-old black boy who was walking home. My son is a video gamer and a grown-ass man and still video games. Okay? That could have easily been my son. Elijah McClain, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, you guys, these are the ones we know about. I cannot stress to you that the ones we know about is probably a less than 10% of what actually occurs in America. How they cover it up and how they suppress it. I try to promote my videos. YouTube won't let me promote my videos. Okay? So the point that I'm making to you is, how do we know what we know about? We only know because of social media. In the case of Ahmaud Arbery, the DA had his case for months. The guy videotaped it. That's how brazen they were. This Jackie Johnson is getting indicted for suppressing information. But I did a video, which I'll link it below, where this District Attorney George Bornhill wrote a letter in favor of the 3 murderers. Okay? And so what I'm saying to you, right now we're talking about the judge, but the defense attorney in the Trayvon Martin case argued to the judge that the initial aggressor exception does not apply because George Zimmerman was in his car following Trayvon Martin or walking behind him on foot does not mean provocation that he pursued them. But this is my position is, why didn't the judge let the jury decide on their own? Was George Zimmerman the aggressor? Did he provoke it? Did he start it? Okay? If we look at the weighted evidence, the young man had tea and Skittles. If he had tea and Skittles, what does he do? He's not breaking in apartments. He's not trying to do anything illegal. He's eating candy and drinking a juice. Okay? So did he see George Zimmerman say, "I want to fight you," and George Zimmerman had a gun? It doesn't make any sense. And black people, they're going to continue to do this to us as long as we allow them to. Judge Deborah Nelson was very influential in George Zimmerman getting off. I'm a black person. I love people. I couldn't imagine in a million years not to like a person or try to bring harm to a person because they look different from me, because they were white or Asian or Latino or, Indian or Polish. I would never think that their lives didn't matter. These are judges that we are charged of keeping civility in our country, making sure that we live with liberty and justice. So I'm my goal and my goal. I have 3 judges in my cases, and I have a GoFundMe, and I need help GoFunding it. Okay, my goal is to shine the light on these 3 judges, and from that, once they are shown what they did to me because I'm black, that we can make law and legislation. This definitely needs to be changed. Going back to George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. So you guys, I'm hoping you clearly understand what I'm saying to you, is that the judge was very instrumental in this boy getting off. I don't think judicial discretion. I don't think she had a right to let the lawyer argue against initial aggressor exception. I don't think she should have won. She ruled in the favor of the lawyer, of the defense attorney. And then we look at the district attorney. The district attorney are supposed to be fighting on behalf of the victim. I learned nothing about what the district attorney did or said in the case of Trayvon Martin to rebut the defense attorney's request to not include the initial aggressor exception. Even hearing the screams, the judge would not allow the jury to hear the screams. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So we go back to this Judge Michelle Odinet, who's calling us nigger, saying we like little roaches. These are the people who we go before, and we expect them to treat us justly, equally, but they're not. We need change, and I need help getting change. The next thing I want to talk about is Kyle Rittenhouse and his judge, okay? Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay, in the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, this is one I really don't like talking about. Okay, in the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, who got off for self-defense, just like George Zimmerman, and was a judge influential in Kyle Rittenhouse being found innocent. The judge did not formally charge Kyle Rittenhouse with the weapons, gun charge. And I believe he should have been charged with a gun charge. They made up all this stuff that he didn't take it over state lines. First of all, I don't know all the laws as it applies to weapons, but my understanding is he had an assault rifle. And then they said something about the size of it. They made all these different cases for this boy not to be charged with a weapons charge. Okay, my position about Kyle Rittenhouse is that he's a nuisance. He's a 17-year-old boy who is a menace to society. For a 17-year-old boy to come to a rally with a rifle, that is he's creating trouble. That's a recipe for disaster. At minimum, I think he should have had some type of charge because he's not a hero. Okay? I'm not going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse too long. It is what it is. But the judge was very influential in him getting off. The judge says that they can't call the victims victims. How can he say that? How can the judge say that the defense or the prosecution cannot refer to these two men that were murdered or were killed, who died, were not victims? How can he come up with that before the case is even heard? Then he tells the defense that they can refer to them as looters or something else. Looters or something else, something negative. Looters or something else. Can't think about what it is. He said that the defense attorney could call them looters or arsonists if they could prove it. Okay, so when I say this to you guys, different people are going to hear things differently. Different people are going to perceive this differently. And see, that's because we all come from different walks of life. So the way we perceive information and how we view it is going to be different. And that's why it's very important that we do something about these judges in America. Okay? Kyle Rittenhouse, I don't know if it was that self-defense. I think he was a nuisance, and I think he should have went to juvenile or something for what he did. I think he has, I think all three of those boys were troubled white men. Okay, and I want you guys to know about America. America is racist, but America is also classist. Okay, those two white boys, one had just the people that he murdered, that he killed. I'm not gonna say murdered. The people that Kyle Rittenhouse killed. The first one had just been released from a mental hospital from trying to commit suicide. So he may have provoked Kyle Rittenhouse because he may have wanted to die. The second one was a pedophile. He was a pedophile because he had been abused by his stepfather his whole life. And so to the white people, see, the person I was married to, his job was to take care of juveniles in the family court, the poor, black, white, troubled families. Okay? And what I'm here to tell you, to the white people, if they're poor white people, they're in this class. They may not be below like black people, but they're down here with us. They don't care about us. So that judge could care less about those two white boys who lost their life. Okay? My understanding that his phone went off and it was like something, God bless America. And I love America, God bless America, but maybe having something to do with Donald Trump. And I don't like to get political about this. I don't like to be political about Republicans or Democrats. I just think America is against black people. And I'm for the Black Party. And I'm here to make change for black people. And it's about time that we go for the head, we stop going for the tail. In the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, if you are familiar with it, I want you to consider how the judge influenced the case. If he was charged with a weapons charge, at minimum, he would have got manslaughter. Because if you kill someone or someone dies when you're committing a crime, you're responsible for the death of those people. Okay? So I didn't listen to the whole trial. They try to say that he didn't take it over state lines. It was someone else's gun. All these different things. You guys know what it is. In the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, what I believe is that that judge was trying to make a message to black people. Nigga, stay in your place. And you know, I study a lot of different things about consciousness and people and society. And one of the reasons why we are getting our ass kicked, because a lot of us lose, we don't have motivation, we don't care. We're like, you know what? We can't do anything about this. And if you can continue to see things like Trayvon Martin, Tamar Rice, who was shot by a police officer, Jacob Blake shot in the back. When you continue to see these type of stories, you are going to lose hope. And you know, I'm going to tell you, if you watch my videos, I am clinically depressed, literally. And sometimes my mind like, I don't want to do this. But see, because I was in this abusive relationship for so long, and I went in and out of depression being married to him, I studied and I read about depression. When my mind tells me no, to stop, I don't want to do this anymore, I know it's sadness and it's depression. I know my mind, who I am, is that I'm going to fight for justice. And it's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. I'm going to have highs and lows. But I just keep thinking to myself that black people have been oppressed our entire lives. We have not been liberated. The 14th Amendment, created in 1868, is supposed to say that we are treated equally. And on Reunite Sandy Speaks, I'm showing you that America does not treat black people equal. That America has broken its promise to black people, and it's time that we make America hold to their promise. So, and I want to go back to this lady, this Judge Michelle Odinet screaming nigger. I'm going to put on here. I'm going to put some stuff, some comments from Instagram that I saw. Okay, we're going to talk. Guys, I want to read some of the comments that I saw on Instagram regarding the judge Michelle Odinet using the N-word so willy-nilly. Let's see. Fighting for what's right. All her cases need to be reviewed as soon as possible. What can we do to assist in her being permanently removed? Agav 718 says, every case she has presided over should be revisited. She's not of sound mind, nor should she be deemed fit to determine the outcome of such serious situations. And this is how our people are talking. This is what we know. Okay? This is what us as intelligent black people recognize, how detrimental it is to have these judges sitting on the bench when they feel this way. Let's see. Who is this? Burselin. Another white supremacist blame medication for the vocabulary they already use. The hate already lives in the household. Otherwise, you probably would have heard a different reaction from those around her. Get her out. Okay? Someone says, who knew certain medication makes you use racial slurs? She tried it. And the audacity of it. What I think she's saying is that she was on a sedative. Bro, if you watch the video, they accosted the burglar, okay? The burglar was in trouble, not them, okay? Why is she talking about she had to take a sedative because her nerves were shot? They're sitting there laughing at the video, how they catch his ass and what they do. They sitting there joking about it. So what she need a sedative for? And what I'm concerned, she said, Mama says, nigga. And when they said Mom said, I think they talking about her. There's a nigga right there like a cockroach. Y'all, and I know I be smiling and laughing at these fucking racists. Please don't get offended at me laughing at these racists. They're racist. And they have really disrupted our lives. They are really responsible for doing a lot of horrific things to black people historically. And the reason why I laugh, because I think, look, like, who talks like that? Like, what kind of human being are you that you speak like that about another human being? And then you are charged with being a judge, a court officer. And what I'm trying to demonstrate to y'all, this is how we're going to get free. This is what's happening to America. This is why the oppression continues. It is not the law enforcement. It is the judges. It is the head we need to go for, not the tail. Stop going for the tail. Going for the tail is chasing our tail. When we go for the head, I promise you, you're going to see change. You're going to see a change in convictions and things that go on with black people. What does this want to say? This is what they do all the time behind closed doors. They are taught racism from the time they are in the womb. This is why racists still exist in the 21st century. There are your doctors, lawyers, governors, neighbors, relationships, and etc. Yet we greet you with a fake smile or handshake. Sick people to the core. America. Welcome to America. And white people, if you're watching, let me tell you, I don't think all y'all act this way. Black people get mad at me because I give white people a break. I'm not gonna paint every white person with a brush stroke. I don't believe every white person is evil like this. Okay. What else? I'm looking for comments. Wow, and this is the type of people we have in the court convicting our young brothers. Shaking my head. Then somebody named Dwight J. Royce. Y'all call 337-291-8023. Flood the phone lines until she is removed. This is my community, born and raised. And as a black man and father, I'd appreciate y'all to the full in helping to get this animal out of the court system. Dwight Roy. Y'all, I'm going to hit you up, Dwight Roy. I'm going to rock with you, whatever I can do, because I'm coming from Louisiana. This is Lafayette. This is where I think they found Quawan Charles' body. I'm coming from Louisiana. I'm coming from California, Louisiana, Texas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. I'm coming for you. And y'all can thank Judge Sarah Heidel, Judge Lawrence Riff, and Judge Bruce Awasaki, honey, for waking the sleeping giant. Because I'm ready. I'm sick of this happening to us. I'm sick. So this is a judge. Okay? Now, I showed you with Kyle Rittenhouse and Trayvon Martin how instrumental they are. If their consciousness is negative, derogatory, and racist, what's the probability that they can distinguish because a lot of things with the judge, but like I showed you with Kyle Rittenhouse and Bruce Awasaki, with Judge, but like I said with the Judge Deborah Nelson in the Trayvon Martin case, and the Judge Schroeder in the Kyle Rittenhouse, some of the things in the case is up to the discretion of the judge. And I'm trying to show y'all, if we clean these judges up, you're going to see a difference in America. You're going to see a real big dent in America. What does this one say? Resignation needs to be done as soon as possible. That's just the racist. That's just the racist that bubble to the surface, which means it's deeply embedded in her core belief, which dictates the verdict she makes as a judge. Is direct responsible for people's lives. This is my phone, and this is a white person saying this. There's enough enslavement done through incarceration as it is. No one needs a known pawn to further perpetuate that. This is Cat Morrow. This is a white person. My grandmother always told me, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Just resign. She should not represent the people. She should not represent the people of Lafayette. Lafayette, Louisiana is where I think they found the body of Quawan Charles. Okay, you guys, I'm about to wrap this up. I'm sharing all that with you because I'm a 20th key. And I am involved in a horrific case where 3 racist judges maligned me. They did all kind of things. I've been homeless for over a year. They stole $1 million home from me. They took marital assets from me. They did a lot of horrible things, and I'm struggling to get justice. Okay. Please follow me. I have a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is going to go towards litigation to hold these judges accountable. The problem is in America, we need money. It costs money. In the case of George Zimmerman, he did a GoFundMe. I think he made a website, and within 24 hours, I think he had over $150,000. Black people, I need you to understand, it takes resources. We all can't get out here and march. We all can't go out here and do all the different things that needs to be done to get liberation. At minimum, please donate something to my GoFundMe. If you have any questions about what the money is going to be used for, I have 3 racist judges in my case that I am trying to expose. In the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, that case set a precedence. What happens in these cases, if you understand common law, when cases are heard and they're ruled on, they become common law. Okay, I'm dealing with a whole lot of different things with different departments. The commissioning, the judge, what is it? The Commission on Judges Review. Oh, they all a party to the white supremacist collective conscience. In my case, I'm working on everything, and I'm really slow about it because it's hard for me. But in my case, I'm going to show you what they did to me, what every avenue I did to redeem myself, to get justice, and how all these departments is set up against me, helping me get justice. Okay? And it's my goal that to find these judges guilty of discrimination, of violating my civil rights under the 14th Amendment. If I'm successful, that becomes law. And we can piggyback many other cases on this. We have to demonstrate that the judge is racist. In the case of Judge Michelle Odinet, she wasn't hearing a case. Just her saying that says that, yeah, she has propensity to be racist, but can you prove that she thinks racist? Does she not follow the law? We know the truth about that. This is why the white supremacist collective conscience continues to go on in America. This is why America is still oppressing and discriminating against black people. Okay? Because they make the law and they decide on what the law is. Please don't think that we don't have power, because we do. This is a work in progress. I have this is hard for me. I'm being very honest with you. Everything I've ever wanted in my life, I made a plan and I manifested it. Before this happened to me, I was a whole different person. I helped women with mental health. I was in an abusive relationship with an abusive alcoholic for 20 years. I created a business to help women with their mental health. I created a therapeutic method to help them endure, mental health issues. And then it's happened to me with these 3 racist judges. And so my purpose in life is to help humanity. And I got to help my people. I got to help black people. Horrible things happen to me because I'm black. And so by God's grace, I really believe it's my purpose. God was like, if anybody can do this, you can do it. So man up. Okay. I'm going to put the number down to call regarding getting Judge Michelle Odinet removed from the bench. I don't know if we can be successful, but let's try. I think we need to make an effort. I'm a 20th key, and I'm trying to put together a team. If you're interested in helping me get justice and make change for black people, please message me, find me on Instagram, inbox me, leave a message. I've got a lot of things that I've got planned to make change for black people. My main thing, reunite Sandy's Police. I am documenting the inequalities. I am showing that the 14th Amendment needs to be updated. According to the 14th Amendment, we're supposed to be treated equally. I am showing that in many cases, in every realm of American life, that black people are not treated equally and that we need additional protection. We need to be deemed a protected class beyond the 14th Amendment. We need an update to the 14th Amendment that outlines specific verbiage about us being protected in the case of judicial system. So, like, for example, I want the laws changed about judges. If a judge is seen to be doing things that is racist, oppressive to a person because of their race or religion, that they need consequences. That they see, it's hard to get rid of judges now because of the law. It's complicated. They have a lot of power, and because they have so much power, they abuse it. And to stop judges from abusing their power, we as the people, America is a democracy, we are responsible for making sure that they are doing things legally and not abusing their power. If they are abusing their power, who's going to hold them accountable? We're supposed to. We can't just sit here and post things on Instagram and, vocalize being disgruntled or, our anger or whatever. We want to communicate that we're unhappy about all the things that was going on. And let me say this to you. Do you, I'm sure you guys recognize that I'm struggling to speak. I'm struggling to think. I'm suffering emotionally and mentally because of 3 racist judges. I'm a smart, articulate, intelligent black woman. Strategic and very good critical thinker. I struggle with thinking and words coming to my head, me functioning efficiently because of what 3 racist judges did to me for no more than because I'm a black woman. And what I know, if this is happening to me, God knows what is happening to people who have less resources, don't have the education. Black people, I need you to understand, we are responsible for us. They're not going to save us. They're not going to save us. Only people going to save black people is black people. So, I need you to pull up. I'm a 20th Key, and this is Real Nice Sandy Speaks.
They killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricating and hiding. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martins. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, when you had compassion and next time you approach us, yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't Tyson, riots of violence heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not comply.